My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is October 23rd, 2025. It is 1:21 a.m. All right, so I just spent an hour, okay, to put this list together. So I might be recording all night. I don't think I will be able to edit all of them tonight because there's a lot of discussion, and there will be, most likely, there will be different parts, part 1, part 2, depending on how long the editing is. All right, so please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share, and leave some comments. As you leave your comment, if it's making reference to the video, please put a timestamp. All right, so let's go on Twitter. First tweet. Okay, so that's Charles and Camilla in Rome. Okay, I didn't listen to it, but I just saw it. Breaking: the King and Queen arrive in Rome for the Vatican state visit. The King will be the first monarch to pray with the Pope publicly in 500 years. Whew, these guys, they know how to play the game so well. Two, if I'm not mistaken, was it Henry VIII, I think it was? You guys could correct me, I might be wrong with this. Was the one who did not want to be part of the Roman Catholic Church because he wanted to marry someone else or be with someone else or something, that had to chop his wife's head. And I'm saying it completely out of sequence though, and he created the kind of church, the head of church that the UK monarch is head of now, right? Because the Roman church did not want him to marry again, some crap like this. But let's listen. 49 seconds. But two adulterers though.
Second time, it has to be said, that they have been here in Rome this year. The first was for a state visit to Italy. On that occasion, they did meet up with Pope Francis, albeit privately because of his ill health. But tomorrow we will see the royal couple meet up with the newly appointed Pope, Pope Leo, for the very first time.
Yes, so we're just seeing pictures.
Oh, there's that guy. During the Queen's funeral, Jubilee, he was sitting behind Harry and Meghan, and the squad had to talk about him. Okay, let's continue.
Now of the welcoming party receiving the King and the Queen and Rhiannon. It is a state visit to the Vatican, and it gets underway tomorrow, doesn't it? This is basically the arrival, and things get underway tomorrow. And
second time, it has to be said that they have been.
Again. If I'm not mistaken, the Vatican, I think it's a country within a country of Italy. Let me look it up. I could be wrong. Yeah, I was right. Okay, so the Vatican is a country within the country. Yes, the Vatican is a country. Vatican City is a sovereign city-state recognized internationally as independent and is the smallest country in the world. It is an enclave within Rome, Italy, and serves as the administrative center of the Catholic Church. Okay, yeah. All right. I'm not gonna read all of these comment under it. How long will they need in the confession booth because of their crime? Thanks, fidelity. Okay, so there's a lot of comment under it. I wonder what they'll be praying for, or indeed praying on. Hilarious. 2 non-adulterers praying publicly with the Pope, no less. I mean, at this point, I don't know. It's like everything is revealing themselves. Those who were in doubt, things that had happened and within the Catholic Church, the things with kids, so many things. And you have 2 adulterers. It's like they're making a mockery out of the religion. Well, when you think about it, they did stole, okay, the religion and make it their own, if you know what I mean. Because Christianity is a poor people religion. And once they were aware of how Christian, the Jews, the true Jews, I'm not talking about Israel Jews, okay, did their rituals in Africa, they stole it, make it their own, change the images, and this group of people, they're not done yet, because they're going to the foundation of Jesus, the true Jesus, not the white Jesus they be doing that thing. The true Jesus, going back to the Middle East, destroy. They want to erase everything about the true Jews, not the Israel Jews, African Jews, their whole history. They want to erase it, and they're making their own, and at the same time they're sugarcoating or erasing the history of it, everything. Oh my God. I don't read the Bible. Maybe it's a good thing that I don't read the Bible, because all right, let's not go there. Let's focus on this. Second tweet. We still don't know to this day where Prince Andrew's reported £12 million payment to Virginia Giuffre came from. Okay, she tagged this person here. Louis Goodall explains why the taxpayer may have helped foot the bills. Okay, 3 minutes and 21 seconds.
One of the questions this goes to the heart of is, where is his money coming from?
Exactly.
Where is the money coming from? Because there are essentially 3 places that he could have had his money from. One is public purse. One is what they call a sort of the settlement, which is a special amount of money that goes on the sort of upkeep of the monarchy. And the other is from a personal purse. In other words, his late mother, the Queen, would have left him something. His father would have left him something. Maybe his brother is even paying for him now. We know he's not really earning his own money.
But read Andrew Lowney's book on Prince Andrew. The business dealings of Prince Andrew are arcane, and the line between what was public interest and what was personal gain was forever being blurred in the way that he would conduct his own affairs, and kind of even some of the businesses that were charitable things that he set up at the palace. They also had a business spin-off that Andrew Incorporated was a beneficiary of.
But this is what I mean about taking it back to Parliament's lack of scrutiny over the royal family, as if it's kind of like just a bit improper or just a bit rude, or it's just not something that's done in this country. This is the net effect, right? Because people come up with these sort of bizarre kind of excuses, which is to say, well, what's Parliament got to do with the royal family's private money or private wealth? The truth is, when it comes to the royal family, they are the head of state, right? It is very difficult to delineate between where public money starts and their private wealth ends, right? These things are basically fused together, not least because the British royal family have one of the...
You see, this is the thing. If they had listened to Harry, this is the thing. And the media made sure to blur this thing, private and public. But Harry was insisted there must be a private and public.
Chance my arm with a cheeky question. A bit like your mother, you are pursued every minute of every day by lots of people trying to take photographs, videoing, recording what you're saying, pushing. How can you possibly have a private life?
Cheeky question. You're right, that is a cheeky question. But Andrew, to be honest with you, sadly, that line between public and private life is almost non-existent anymed, and we will continue to do our best to ensure that there is the line. We are completely aware that we're in a very privileged position. and I will spend the rest of my life, earning that privilege and trying to bring a spotlight onto things and causes that really, really matter to me, and I hopefully matter to a lot of other people as well. Everyone has a right to their privacy, and a lot of the members of the public get it, but sadly in some areas there is this sort of incessant need to find out every little bit of detail about what goes on behind the scenes. It's unnecessary. I hope that people get to see me here in this Invictus role, cracking on with the guys and mucking in and having a good time with them. And this is half my official role, but half my private role. This is what I enjoy doing, but the private life has to be private, and I hope people respect that.
So all this, the media, the Murdoch people made sure it was blurry, but Harry refused to let them dictate his private life. My God. I'm trying my best not to interrupt. I know some of you have said in the comment section they don't like when I interrupt. I can't do that. YouTube have a special thing on my channel. But anyway, let's continue.
The most opaque sets of financial arrangements of any monarchy, any constitutional monarchy in Europe. You compare them to the Scandinavian monarchies or the Dutch monarchies and so on. They have this sprawling set of affairs. Remember that they are exempt from things like the Freedom of Information Act. The king pays income tax, but only voluntarily through his own personal choice.
They don't pay inheritance.
They don't pay inheritance tax.
They do not pay capital gains.
And we know so little about, actually, and I think that is encapsulated in this story by two things. One, the fact that, as you say, Emily, we didn't even know the guy was paying a peppercorn rent until yesterday, right? This guy who has been at the centre of this endless set of fiascos and scandals for years now. We didn't know.
It is not a coincidence that has come out this week.
No.
As you said yesterday, I think somebody was pushing at an open door if they asked about that.
Well, exactly, but we didn't even know that. And then secondly as well, we still don't know to this day where that money, rumoured to be, £12 million of payment to Virginia Giuffre's family and her at the time and her estate came from, paid by Andrew. We still don't know. And there are all these rumours that it was paid for, or at least part of it was paid for, by the late Queen. Again, where did the Queen get that money? People will say, it's her private wealth. But she gets a lot of her private wealth from things like the Duchy of Lancaster, which ultimately basically is given to her by us, given to her by the state. How can you say in some ways that's not public money? And therefore...
And you know what I'm liking about this? I'm glad Harry and Meghan are out of this nonsense. Because they were using Harry and Meghan to not talk about these topics. These things have been going on for a very long time, but they refuse to talk about it. So they're talking about it now.
It is possible to say, and credible to say, that we have all, at least in some way, contributed to that payoff.
The music.
It is. I don't know, each time the derangers keep on saying is that private this, is private that, is not the public money. It just doesn't make sense to me. These people are not working, whatever it is that it is their work, but the fact that they're still getting money from the public, I'm just glad they're talking about it now. Let's see here. Blood thicker than water, especially when they need to keep it in the firm. What is this? Yes, King Charles is reportedly the secret benefactor of Prince Andrew, paying for the Duke of York residence at Royal Lodge, paying the bills. King Charles is said to be personally paying for Andrew's rent and upkeep at Royal Lodge, which costs an estimate £260,000 per year, and rent and £400,000 and upkeep. What? 400? Security funding. Andrew has secure funding to stay at Royal Lodge through mystery benefactor, which ties to international trade. The keeper of the Privy Purse was confirmed that the money is from legitimate sources. So who are the sources? Who are the mystery benefactor? Oh my goodness, the thing these people got away with may have. Even if his mom or anyone gave him the money, that has still come from the taxpayer. Yeah. Will Jeremy Clarkson be writing a column about parading Andrew naked through the street as we throw excrement? This is making reference to Jeremy Clarkson, who wrote something about Meghan, which made a lot of people upset. The royal reporters of the UK press are also to blame for their appalling silence on this man. Yep. Okay, it's just as Harry said it. Kensington Royal. Very good point. Why aren't they subject to scrutiny by NAO or Public Account Committee? Maybe a positive outcome for all this might be a parliamentary committee set up especially for royal finances. As all of these things is happening in the UK, with Andrew, with the Epstein, keep an eye what's going on in the US. Okay? There's a little parallel. They're coming to verge because the same group, the MAGAs, that's taking over the country in the US, I think they want the royal family to be out of there. They want to be the one in control. They've used the royal family to get them out of problem, things that they've done illegally. Okay? So now, as they were befriending with the royal family, they were entrapping them, okay, to be in that situation where right now they're talking about it to get the public upset. I don't know if the public will get to the point and say enough is enough. And I think this is the point they want to get rid of them. Without transparency, they look like grifters. Lewis is part on here. And I think the royal family has a lot of questions to answer. And why does Andrew still have that 30-bedroom mansion? We pay full mortgage rent on our houses, and he's only got one ass. Get him 3-bedroom semi somewhere. I have another question. Where will this questioning end? Abolished? Okay, this is what I'm saying. No, so what? Has anyone thought of an end game? Or Mitsukobi come to mind? Or is this just news today, gone tomorrow? Or did the whole damn family came from mommy, aka us taxpayers? I love that Metellus is confident enough to keep her Snoopy decal on her laptop while discussing such horrid subject. Okay, so there's more comment. Let's move on. Another video. Oh, what is this? Oh, wait a second. Let me add the... Oh, shit. This one is even bigger. Watch grooming gang survivor exposes just... Okay, let me like it. It will be on another video, okay? Prince Andrew is just another middle-aged man with a taste for teenage girls, and statistically speaking, at least half of them are self-righteous liberal leftists. I don't know about that, but whatever. Some part where he wants to be with young girls, yeah. Okay, so this is on my list. MPs calling for scrutiny of the Crown Estate as a whole, not just Royal Lodge. Virginia's book Revelation are really turning their world upside down. And in the end, it won't only stop at Wendy. I'm just happy Harry and Meghan are out of there. 23 seconds.
About Royal Lodge. Does the Prime Minister agree that this House needs to properly scrutinise the Crown Estate to ensure taxpayers' interests are protected? The Chancellor herself has said that the current arrangements are wrong. So will the Prime Minister support a select committee inquiry so all those involved can be called for evidence, including the current occupant? About Royal Lodge.
Wow. Because those people have so many people on their side in every places. The bases that I usually say, the recycle thing. They have... Then again, you have the papers. That's another group. The papers are the MAGAs type of people. But they put their people in different bases to cover for them. So if there is an investigation, will that investigation be thoroughly and honestly do the work without having preferable treatment kind of thing? Look at the police, for instance. We're supposed to investigate Prince Andrew, but they claim there was no crime regarding the Virginia Giuffre thing. So even if there is an investigation, are these people trustworthy? All I care about Harry and Meghan are not there. And this is why they wanted... they didn't want Harry to be independent in terms of financially, because they will frame him, make him do stuff to be in need of the institution money. That way they could make him do unethical things. The things that's happening to the York sisters, I have some tweets regarding that. It's part of that, in my humble opinion. They make the York family, forget Andrew. Andrew is like the head of the nonsense because he loved, you know, being with young kids. And yeah, it's all messed up in every angle. But the daughters, I think, not both. The oldest, I don't know, might be more invested. But the second one, I don't know. I think the name is Eugenia. I'm still questioning this. But let's read some of the comment. They thought they were being slick, avoiding a criminal case. They will have to account for what all are doing with public funds. It won't go down well. They've been high on the high for decades. None of them have a leg to stand on, especially for allowing York's safe harbor. They're going to do everything they can to protect their finances. There was a time I was doing... Oh, I recovered so many things from when I first looking into them. There's stuff that's going on with overseas. Most of their monies are overseas. Let me... Oh, shit, there's more. Okay, I think in this case, Andrew has burned so many bridges that the firm will let him take the consequences for the law. No doubt in some cushy ways, but still no way to avoid the deck of cards coming down with him. So he has a comfy cell a la Ghislaine and his future unless he sings. Okay, so this is extra. Let me read what's there and then I'll share that video. Okay, bottom up. The British royal family is making Britain look really bad on the world stage. They can't make the Epstein thing go away. The British monarchy, parliament, and aristocracy are closely intertwined. They protect one another. It's all performative, plenty of words, not much action. True. But what you see going on, you see, it's two major empires that's crumbling. The US, forget it. It's done with Trump. But this is what will be going on in the UK. The Epstein thing that's gonna make it go away. That's gonna crumble it further. It was already in the decline. It's going down. All this, okay? Look at the image. Look at the screen. These two people that I'm thinking of, this is their doing. For the sake of the greater UK public and the abuse victims, one can only hope that this will lead to substantive changes, fingers crossed, and hoping that they won't punk out. This is momentum that has been sorely needed. The injustice of a monarchy will be difficult to justify in its current form in this political and economic binary climate. Remember, not too long ago, I was talking about that while they're still in that position, they should make amends with the public, okay, to be somewhere in the middle where they don't have the position anymore but still remain in the country, because once the people start calling foul and want them out, where are they gonna go? Which country is gonna be hosting them? Okay, even though Trump is in power right now, let's say if the thing were to happen right now in the UK, the royal family have to run. Even if they come in the US, they have the people to deal with. Alright, it's not Virginia, okay? It's not Virginia's unleashing this. It's a court ruling that has made it impossible for super injunction to be slapped on automatically accepted by the court. As of 2 weeks ago, the king must himself be present to request a hearing held. Dossier released to MPs. None. Okay. Alright, so let's listen to this video. Let me pause. Dispatches can reveal how King Charles and Prince William are making millions from taxpayers. In a joint investigation with the Times, we have uncovered lucrative deals with the armed forces, schools, and even in the NHS. Oh, I think I covered this already. Is that where they were talking about their slumlord kind of thing? And I think after this, that'll be the end of this video. I'll create another one. Alright.
There is no cost of living crisis for the royal family.
It's taxpayers' money. Your money, it's my money, it's the viewers' money.
Thousands of documents obtained by dispatches in a joint investigation with the Sunday Times reveal how hard up government departments, schools, and even the NHS are helping to keep the cash rolling in for Charles and William.
This is precisely the sort of transparency that one would want. I think there's a public right to know how much it's costing.
The King and Prince William also have private sources of wealth, including 2 extensive land estates. The Duchies of Lancaster and Cornwall make Charles and William £50 million a year. Charles and William's private estates both claim they are not funded by the taxpayer, but our research reveals that the Duchy of Cornwall has charged the Navy over £1 million since 2004 to allow it to build and use jetties and to moor warships. Dartmoor Prison, owned by the Duchy of Cornwall, the Prince of Wales' private estate. But despite the fact it doesn't house a single prisoner, our research reveals the latest lease is worth £1.5 million a year to the Duchy. That's £37.5 million over 25 years.
They are a very shrewd and very commercial landlord. They're not looking to give away money. They are a business. They're there to try and make a profit. They don't do it, just for love.
Just down the road, we found the state school in Princetown is paying thousands of pounds in rent every year. And we found at least 6 other state schools that make payments to the Prince of Wales' private estate worth nearly £600,000 over the lifetime of the leases. King Charles' private estate, the Duchy of Lancaster, announced it was delighted to be able to help and support Guy's and St Thomas's NHS Foundation Trust in London to find a home for its new ambulance fleet. What it didn't make clear was that the deal was worth £11.4 million over 15 years.
Why are there not equal rents or social rents being charged for the NHS, for example?
The Duchies consider themselves to be private estates, not businesses, and are exempt from paying any corporation tax.
What should happen is that the profits that the Duchies make out of it, they should be paying corporation tax on that.
Charles and William are not legally obliged to pay income tax either. Both have volunteered to pay it on their duchy income, but only on what they say is left after spending on official activities. Prince William has refused to make public the amount paid. Since becoming king, neither has Charles.
I think it's past time for the Duchies of Cornwall and Lancaster to ultimately be dissolved and folded into the Crown estate, where they have to give their profits to the Exchequer, and then some of that comes back to us, the taxpayer.
I'd love King Charles to volunteer that he would open up the affairs of all these organisations to much greater public scrutiny at a time when people are feeling poor.
Okay, so it's done with. Alright, so I covered this in one of my videos sometime last year. Okay, so please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And if you're gonna leave a comment, put the timestamp, and I'll try my best to respond. Thank you for watching. Now I'm gonna continue part 2.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.